Parker with Parker Insurance and Realty, your locally owned and operated independent insurance agency. We specialize in home, auto, commercial, ATV, motorcycle, and boat insurance. Being an independent agency, we have the ability to find you the best price available to suit your insurance need. At Parker Insurance and Realty, we can help you package your insurance or find the specialty insurance required to get you covered. We are your source for any real estate needs, whether buying or selling. We can help you. Give us a call today so we can discuss your insurance or real estate needs. Parker Insurance and Realty, 265 South Macon Street, 427-9345. That's 427-9345.
When you have an accident, you, not the insurance company, chooses the body shop, and you only need one estimate. All you have to do is call Jerome Riles at B&C Collision Center in downtown Scriven to deal with the adjusters and insurance company. Whether it's a little ding or a major crash, that B&C Collision Center across from Waz and Cabinet Shop in Scriven, deal with the insurance company so you don't have to. Call them at 579-2274. That's 579-2274.
At Mike Butch Ford in Blackshear, 0% for 72 months continues on the best-selling truck in America, Ford F-150. Our selection is good and many are on the way. Two-wheel drives, four-wheel drives, XLs, XLTs, Lariats, or King Ranch models. Stop the search. Come to Mike Butch Ford in Blackshear. Timmy Rozier, Joey Lee, Gerald Stone, Bart Duncan, Carlos Rollison, and the newest member of our sales team, Randy Williamson, are ready to serve you. We have free oil changes on new Fords while in 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. So come to the house at Good Service Built for great service and good deals. We'll pay top money for your trade and give huge Mike Butch Ford discounts. Two-wheel drives, four-wheel drives, XLs, XLTs, Lariats, or King Ranch models. Stop the search. Come to Mike Butch Ford in Blackshear. All this with Ford rebates and low interest rates. It's easy to deal. This is Sammy Dixon saying thank you. Thank you very much for your business.
Are you thinking of selling your home or business? Hi, I'm Gloria, and as a realtor, I know that getting rid of the clutter in your home is one of the best ways to help sell your house quickly. At Jessup Premium Storage, our family-owned company provides a convenient and secure building for all of your storage needs. We now offer outdoor covered parking for that antique car, boat, or RV. Due to our recent expansion, we offer units that range in size from as small as a bedroom closet to as big as a one-car garage. All of our units are inside and climate controlled with 24-hour access and security. Our leases run month to month, so you're not locked into a long-term commitment, giving you the flexibility to move your belongings out the minute you purchase your new home. Stop by today or give us a call, 530-8003. That's 530-8003. Jessup Premium Storage.
The cool, clean, and secure.
It is 8 o'clock. It is 8 o'clock in the morning. Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO FM in Jessup, 105.5 on your FM dial. Butch Hubbard here with you. 15th day of September, right slap in the middle of the month. Going to be another gorgeous day here in southeast Georgia. Mostly sunny today. High today of around 85 degrees. The Altamaha river levels of 3.7 feet and rising, and currently 64 degrees here in southeast Georgia. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by B&C Collision Center, by Parker Insurance and Realty in downtown Jessup. Also brought to you by Jessup Premium Storage out here on the Waycross Highway, and by Mike Butch Ford in Blackshear. And we've got a special guest on the Butch and Bob Show this morning. It's Wayne Ryle. Good morning, Wayne.
Good morning.
Okay, now, Wayne, you're from Waycross, is that correct?
Yes.
So you just came up Highway 84 this morning to come visit with us?
Yes, sir.
All right, you were here a few weeks ago, and you asked about being here on the show and talking about an event coming up over in Douglas this Saturday. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you're with the Vietnam Veterans Chapter out of Waycross, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And how long have y'all been a chapter down there? Do you know, Wayne?
I think somewhere in the neighborhood of about 5 years.
Okay, so some interested Vietnam vets kind of got together and formed this chapter down there?
Exactly.
Do a lot of towns have that, the Vietnam vets chapters?
No, and it's the 5 chapters involved in this town hall meeting are in Adel, Georgia, Fitzgerald, Georgia, Baxley, Hinesville, and Waycross.
Okay. Now, y'all have this meeting coming up in Douglas this coming Saturday. Tell us what this meeting for the Vietnam vets going to be about.
It's an educational forum for the Vietnam veterans and their dependents or descendants.
For the vets, for the dependents, and the descendants. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And tell us what are you going to be talking about at this meeting?
It'll educate them on the process that they have to go through for the dependents and descendants to file claims with the VA. The veteran can file a claim, but the spouse and the descendants can't. right now.
Okay, they can't. Now, what about if a person's already passed? Are there any benefits there?
The spouse needs to come and listen in the seminar, and it'll direct her a direction that she needs to go to get her kids registered.
Okay, now you said something about Agent Orange involved with this meeting. Tell us about that subject.
Agent Orange was a chemical. It was a defoliant that they sprayed on the jungles in Vietnam to kill the vegetation so they could see the enemy. And it had adverse effects on the soldiers that came in contact with it.
Okay, now is this meeting about all health situations involved in Vietnam or just Agent Orange cases?
It'll be basically just the Agent Orange exposure, and presumably it was a boots on ground exposure. So if you were stationed there and actually on the soil there, you're automatically included in it.
Well, it's kind of like you see all these ads on television and radio about mesothelioma, about asbestos, and where people can go in that kind of situation. And now with Agent Orange, I guess there's a lot of veterans who've had problems through the years after being in contact with Agent Orange. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what kind of have you seen from your experiences from Vietnam vets that you know? What kind of health conditions have they gone through if they were exposed to Agent Orange in Vietnam?
Several kind of cancers, type 2 diabetes, neuropathy of the extremities, high blood pressure, Parkinson's diseases.
Okay.
Those are listed diseases that they recognize.
Okay. Now, when did you serve over in Vietnam?
I was over in 1964, 65.
64, 65. Wayne Rowling with us with the veterans chapter, Vietnam Veterans chapter out of Waycross, talking about a meeting coming up this Saturday in Douglas. Now, did you serve in the Army there?
Yes.
Okay. Drafted?
No, I enlisted.
Oh, you enlisted. Wow.
Well, it wasn't. I was one of those that was in college that the deferment got cut out. I didn't want to go in the infantry.
Oh, okay.
So I enlisted into the Army.
Okay, all right. So you were over there. Did you have any contact with Agent Orange while you were in Vietnam, Wayne?
I can't. If you ask me if I was directly sprayed, I can't say yes.
Okay. You can't say, okay, were you on the ground when it came down?
Yes.
Okay, you were on the ground when it came down. Have you had any health issues?
I have type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, neuropathy.
Did they just not know back then that there would be health issues with Agent Orange, or did they just say, let's go ahead and use it, we'll deal with those problems later on?
I mean, the government didn't know that it was going to have these adverse effects, on the soldier. I don't think they would have sprayed it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, this meeting coming up Saturday in Douglas for Vietnam vets, their spouses and dependents, it's going to be held where and when?
It's 200 South Madison Avenue.
You said 200 South Madison?
Yes, sir. And that is the City of Douglas Gymnasium Exhibit Hall Complex. It's right downtown Douglas.
All right, downtown. And you said
it's on North 441 is what Madison Avenue is.
Okay, North 441. Okay. And what time does the meeting begin?
It starts at 9 a.m. and runs approximately 3.5 hours. All
right. Now, who's going to be there to talk about the benefits and other issues concerning Vietnam veterans that were in exposure to Agent Orange?
We have 3 people coming in to speak. One of them is Jack McManus. He was a pilot that actually sprayed it. Mark McBride is the leading VSO officer in the state of Florida, and he and 2 generations of his family has been affected by it. And Mookie Pratt Porter, she's the director of communications and marketing for the Vietnam Veterans of America.
So at this meeting, what will people, if they go to for the 3.5 hours and they're learning about all this, what will they take from it? How will this meeting benefit the folks who attend this Vietnam Veterans meeting in Douglas this Saturday?
Hopefully they'll make it be made aware of how serious this is, and they need to get involved in it. They'll also learn from Mr. Mark McCabe that the process that they have to go to get their children registered. You don't register them with the VA. They go to a child's registry out, and I think it's Colorado.
And what are you being registering the children of Vietnam vets?
They'll be put on a registry there according to the type of diseases or problems they're having.
The vets or the children?
The children.
The children have had problems also?
Yes.
Because of past one generation to the next?
Effects of Agent Orange has been proven to go down through 4 generations, and they think it goes as deep as 7 generations.
Oh, wow. And so what kind of benefits can folks get from the government if you're a Vietnam vet and you're having problems, or your spouse has problems, or your dependents have problems?
Well, you get medical treatment.
Okay.
And if it's a veteran himself, he'd get, VA benefits as far as disability and so forth.
Okay. So if folks that were in Vietnam and were exposed to Agent Orange, or if you've got a spouse that was, or you're a dependent of a Vietnam vet that was exposed, this meeting would be very informational and helpful. See how to move forward to get the correct benefits from the government to help solve these health problems, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And once again, it's going to be held this Saturday in Douglas, Georgia at 200 South Madison, which is Highway 441 North. Starts at 9 a.m. And you said that's the gymnasium complex there in downtown Douglas, right?
Exactly. It's right downtown next to City Hall.
Okay. And is there a number or website or something folks can go to learn more about this between now and Saturday?
The only number I have is my personal number, which I'm the contact person on it.
Okay. And do you want folks to know that number?
Everybody already does. It's 912.
Okay. Well, I don't. Okay.
614-1020.
All right. So that's 912-614-1020. 614-1020. Wayne Ryle with the Vietnam Veterans Chapter out of Waycross talking about this meeting coming up in Douglas, Georgia this Saturday starting at 9 a.m. And Agent Orange was pretty well used throughout Vietnam back during the war, right?
Yes.
And it was basically, you said to kill the foliage. It wasn't put down to try to kill things, just the foliage.
Right, to kill the foliage.
Okay. And so you can see what was going on down there.
Exactly.
All right. So a lot of forests were just wiped out in Vietnam at that time, or did?
Yes.
Okay. Did the Army really think, and the Air Force think that it helped? Did it benefit the soldiers on the ground?
Oh yeah, it benefits. You could see what was there.
Okay. All right. And but the concerns are the fact that this Agent Orange is now, from Vietnam to now, has been causing health problems in the vets themselves, perhaps maybe the spouses, but definitely some of the dependents also, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you've gotten some information to some folks here in town, here in Jessup. They're supposed to see your poster here to put up at the local VFW office here in town and the American Legion office, right?
Yes, there was somebody supposed to contact those.
Okay. The flyer here says, Agent Orange is not just your father's curse anymore. Offspring of veterans exposed to Agent Orange face the same health risks as their fathers. Facts of Agent Orange Town Hall meeting hosted by the Vietnam Veterans Association chapters throughout this area. It'll be this Saturday, September 19th from 9 a.m. to 12 noon at Central Square Exhibit Hall at 200 South Madison Avenue in Douglas. And you got all kinds of panelists on there. You talked about Jack McManus, Mark McCabe, and Milky Pratt Porter.
Right.
Porter. Audience testimonials, questions and answers, and adjournment. Okay? And so, folks, if you're a Vietnam veteran or a dependent of Vietnam veteran or spouse, it would behoove you to be able to go to this meeting and learn more about your rights and your benefits about Agent Orange. Bob, any questions or comments for Wayne Ryle this morning?
We mentioned the different chapters. How many people we have in your chapter in Waycross?
We have 56.
56 members present. You said they don't have one in Jessup right now. You're trying to.
No, they have talked to the state president of the council about establishing one, but all it takes is 25 charter members.
Okay, but there's these chapters all over the country. We just don't happen to have one here in Jessup. There's Adel and Waycross and Hinesville and places like that. I know several Vietnam veterans here in Jessup and Wayne County. It'd be good if they could get together and see if they'd like to form a chapter here in town.
Yes, we'd really like to put one here. In fact, the reason we chose Douglas to have this forum was because there's not a chapter there, and it's centrally located
right
in the center of the other chapters.
Correct. All right. But this is a great meeting right here. I'm glad that y'all putting this together here. Oh, we got some questions up here. Let's see here. Would you text me his name and number? My husband is a Vietnam vet, and he was there in 68, 69. Well, I guess we could text that to them. It's Wayne Rowell is our guest in this morning. 912, of course, area code 614-1020, 614-1020. I know you probably maybe be riding down the road, and we'll get that number to you. And let's see here. Once again, our number, if you want to text in a comment or question, is 912-427-3711. 912-427-3711. You can text in a question or comment. And here's a question. How can you tell if Agent Orange actually cause health problems later in life rather than natural health problems associated with aging? How can you tell which way? Was it just aging or was it Agent Orange?
Well, what it is there's no history in the family, and these diseases that Congress, when they passed the bill for and to get benefits for this, they were presumable diseases, and that's what it was. They had all these veterans that came up with the same disease, and they assumed that the Agent Orange was caused it.
Okay, so they just kind of two and two together there.
Right. It was a study over several years. This didn't go into effect in the mid to late 80s. So it was.
It took that long. Well,
yeah.
To see, kind of get all the patterns together to see that.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what the study on the children will be when you send it into that registry. Once they get all the children registered, and then with the diseases they have, they'll put them in groups and then study them.
Okay. All right. Wayne Rowell in this morning, and I'm trying to get this number text to this person who just Wayne Rowell, 912-614-1020, and I'll get that on and hit send. All right. So you should be getting, I guess, a call from this person. All right, somebody just texted in, thank you for your military service and for sharing this information on the meeting and Agent Orange. So someone just saying thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Our number is 912-427-3711, 912-427-3711 if you've got a question or comment for Wayne this morning on Agent Orange, on this meeting coming up in Douglas this Saturday starting at 9 a.m. And his number, once again, is 614-1020, 614-1020, Wayne Rowell, area code 912, of course. Anything else, Wayne, at all about the meeting or the Vietnam vet chapters in this area?
No, I'd just like to encourage all the Vietnam veterans and their descendants and families, if possible, to attend. It would be very beneficial and educational. I have been to two of them, and they're really eye-awakening experience.
Yeah. And as a chapter in Waycross, and y'all been together now for about 5 years, other than this meeting, what else do y'all do for the as a chapter of Vietnam vets?
Well, we help veterans that's in need. We give out college scholarships for the counties that we serve, which is Bacon, Pierce, Brantley, and Ware. That's where all of our members are, and we try to give a college scholarship to those counties. That's high school students each year.
All right, the person I just sent your name and number to just said thank you. Go ahead with your.
And we also have a food bank that we donate to each month.
Okay. You got different things. Different chapters have different projects they take on, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a national organization?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so y'all, I guess they have a national meeting somewhere each year, right?
Right. We just had one. I just came back. It was in Springfield, Illinois.
Okay. All right. Wayne Rowland this morning, the meeting about Agent Orange, Vietnam veterans, their spouses, dependents are encouraged to go to this meeting in Douglas starting at 9 a.m. They're next to City Hall at 200 South Madison Avenue, which is North 441, starting at 9 a.m. and goes to 12 noon. All right. Anything else, Wayne?
No, the only other thing is there will be signs directing you where to turn. If you're coming from Jessup, you'll probably go in on 32. Yeah. And there'll be a sign on 32 telling you where to turn. You would turn left, and when you go one block, you stare at City Hall.
Right there.
Down in the complex, right in the face.
Okay. Wayne Rowell, 912-614-1020. Wayne, anytime that y'all want to come in here and talk about something like this with Vietnam vets or what y'all going in a chapter, just let us know. We're glad to pass it along.
We thank you.
Okay. WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup. We'll be back more of the world famous Butch and Bob show in a minute.
From the first time I was in Tracy Brown's office for my initial consultation until the day we won our case was just a magnificent experience. The very first day we went in there, he prayed with me, gave me complete peace, and when other lawyers had told me it was impossible for us to adopt our children, he told me with God all things are possible. So that told me right there he was a true man of God. He made it his goal to do his best, and he carried it out to the very end. I could feel that he truly cared about our case, and he truly gave us his all. He is a man of God, and I saw that throughout the entire process. He's the only attorney our family will ever use. I'm not an actress or spokesperson. I'm an actual client and highly recommend Tracy Allen Brown for your legal needs.
We can't guarantee a victory every time. We can only guarantee to give you our best. If you need an attorney, give me a call, 912-427-2504. 912-427-2504.
819, 105.5 FM in Jessup. Bob, it's good to have these type of chapters of Vietnam vets and get together and talk about common interest and common problems. And Agent Orange was widely used in Vietnam, and you can just see the video from back then of the planes coming over and just dropping it down, and it killed all the foliage in the area.
Just nice to have these veteran chapters that look after veterans, like I said, providing scholarships, things like that. That's going on all across the country, which is a good thing. So I hope they have a good crowd there Saturday in Douglas.
All right. Well, the Falcons won last night. That's the way to start the season there on Monday Night Football.
Good game for the Falcons. The Eagles had a high-paced offense, but the Falcons did a good job. Matt Ryan had a good night. Julio Jones. Coach was excited. First time Chip Kelly lost an opener.
Oh, it is?
In his NFL, so just glad the Falcons won at home. That's the key to NFL, winning home, split on the road, and you're in good shape. That's the formula for a good NFL season.
All right.
That's why the Jaguars are so disappointed in their loss at home on Sunday to Carolina. That's the game they should have won. So.
Okay. Well, the Falcons will be on the road this coming Sunday. They'll be at, in New York, taking on the Giants.
Yeah. The Giants are still shaking their head about how they threw the game away to the Cowboys.
That's just how do you be such a veteran quarterback as Eli and do something as like they said on Dan Patrick yesterday? Can I say this in the air? One of those Danette said, "Look, he had a brain fart out there."
Well, he admitted it. He realized he made a mistake, but in the heat of the battle, sometimes things happen. So
yeah, one of the football veteran quarterbacks says sometimes when you're running out there for your life, sometimes you don't think about stuff like that. You should, but sometimes you don't. And the Jacksonville Jaguars will be back in action this coming Sunday. They'll be taking on the Dolphins at home. People expecting the Dolphins to be better this year, are you? Don't know? Haven't thought about it? Hey, crossed your mind, Bob?
I'm too worried about my Steelers, so I ain't got time to worry about the Dolphins.
I'm not saying you worry about them. I'm just saying that a lot of folks think the Dolphins will be better this year.
They got a good receiver, Mike Wallace, used to play at Pittsburgh. Tannehill. I'm not sold on the quarterback in Miami, so to me, it's all about the quarterback play. So he doesn't impress me.
It's like everybody, a lot of folks, just watching some of the pregame stuff. This past Sunday, Fox NFL with the gang on there, Howie Long, Terry Bradshaw, the gang. A lot of folks thinking that the Buffalo Bills will be a lot better this year.
They look pretty good their first game out. So Rex Ryan has a good defense.
Okay. Well, Bob, I want to read this message that we received from a person in Orange Park, Florida. You know, their high school, Oak Leaf, came and played against Wayne County Friday night at JC Stadium. And of course, folks can listen to our broadcast not only on 105.5, but on their computer at bigdogcountry.com, bigdogcountry.com, and just click on the game there. And also, they can download a free app on their smartphone. Just go to your favorite app store and look for Big Dog, WIFO, Big Dog, WIFO, and download that free app. And so you can listen to the football games and other special programming on your smartphone. And this person was listening on the internet, and his name is John. And he says, this is John from Orange Park. He says, I've listened to the radio broadcast of the Wayne County Yellow Jackets versus the Oak Leaf Knights last night. That was the best high school football radio I've ever heard. I started the Booster Club program in Oak Leaf when the school was new. I can only hope that someday they will have a radio program as good as this one was. It was fair, balanced, and they were very knowledgeable. I was expecting a typical one-sided garbage home team high school broadcast, so thanks for the show. So they very enjoyed it. Here's a big football fan, started the Boosters Club down there at Oak Leaf, and said it was the best radio broadcast he's ever heard when it comes to high school football ever. You know, he's expecting, I guess South Georgia Hicks on there saying, go Jackets out there. But you and Joe do a fantastic job of everybody knows that you're the Wayne County fans, but you also compliment and talk about the different stars and events, different high performers and the coaches and so forth of the opposing teams. So, good job. A big hee-haw salute to you and Joe.
It's nice to see. I say Jonathan lives on my desk over the weekend, so it's always nice to get a compliment. I appreciate it. Appreciate him tuning in. That's the great thing about the app is that more and more people are getting to tune in the internet. It's amazing when you come back and Jonathan shows you where all the people are tuned in.
All over the country.
Yeah, it's just nice to know that many people. That's what's great about it. If you're out of town, I've heard many people say they were out of town, can't make it to the game, but they get to hear it because they have grandkids and nephews on the team. So
yes, we've always had it on the computer the past several years on our website at bigdogcountry.com, but sometimes you're not next to a computer and all you got is your smartphone, which you can do that. You can just download that free app, Big Dog, WIFO. I've got it on my phone, and we air live on that in the mornings from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Of course, all the local sports events with the football and softball and baseball and things of that sort. And we have special programming on during the day. A lot of times it's the Fox Sports that you hear on our AM station, but sometimes we'll replay the football games and do other special programming on that free app. And I know I use it in the mornings. I got my radio inside, but when I'm outside walking the dogs in the mornings, I'll have that phone on listening to you and Jonathan as I'm walking the dogs around the yard in the mornings.
And it kind of hits you when they tell you they're listening in Costa Rica, Japan. When they went to Australia and said they were sitting there listening by the fireplace, they're freaking, their friends out, listening to the high school games.
In Australia, listening to it right there on a smartphone or on the computer.
So that kind of hits you, the technology. It's amazing.
Yeah, we provide the content, and we on the football games and other special programming, we send it out in 3 different ways. 105.5, our free app, which is on your favorite app store at Big Dog, WIFO, and on your computer at bigdogcountry.com.
I said, nice to get comments. There's a lot of work. You just don't show up and just start talking. There's a lot of
work that you and Joe do beforehand. You just don't sit down there and just go. There's a lot of preparation that you and Joe during the week, and it comes across in the pregame and during the game. A lot of work that goes into it. Yeah, people just don't realize that. I mean, I'd always heard that you're supposed to put, 2 hours of prep into every hour that you're on the air, but that's a lot of prep time. Some people do that, some people don't. You just got to get it all together. It's just like anything else, any other radio broadcast of the day. I just love listening to our AM station, WLOP 1370 AM. When I get off, I'll go into my office and I'll change the radio from 105.5 FM to AM 1370. Listen to the Dan Patrick Show. Just great hearing his comments and the guest comments yesterday about the first weekend of NFL football. And then Jim Rome from 12 to 3. And then Rich Eisen from 3 to 5. And then we have that SEC report with Chuck Oliver from 5 to 7. And it's just great programming on AM 1370 WIFO. All right, let's see here. Have you heard about all the controversy down in Camden County about the player that got thrown in? I've seen that video. That was terrible.
It's awful. I said GBI's been called in and they're investigating and they're supposed to turn their findings over to the DA. So we'll wait and see if anybody gets prosecuted, but it's just a sad situation.
You know, you see that sometimes happen with the kids, but if you've got coaches standing there watching and encouraging, now that's wrong. Those coaches ought to be gone.
Especially if they instructed the kids to do it. That's what
not only instructing, but just standing there watching it.
I just don't understand who these people are that film all this stuff.
Everybody's got a phone. You got to think, no matter where you are today, you got to think somebody, more than likely, if it's an issue that looks like it's going to be of public interest of any type, somebody's going to be filming it.
And video doesn't lie. You know, that's the thing about it. I mean,
yeah.
that's what's made it bad. Is the fact that this has been on TV. The station in Jacksonville has shown it several times.
So. I mean, here it is, this kid who happened to wear a shirt from the opposing team they played because he's dating a girl from that team. Got chastised by his teammates, pushed around, thrown in a trash can, and you got supposedly, allegedly coaches standing there watching it, and some of them even encouraging it. That is just wrong.
I told somebody, some lawyer's going to get a hold of this, and there's going to be a big lawsuit, and somebody's paying out the nose on this.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
This isn't good.
You just don't. That's sophomore.
You see the thing in Texas, you know, that's bad enough, and in this, I mean, you just wonder what's going on, especially with coaches involved instructing, because that's the story in Texas, that the coaches instructed the players to do it.
Right.
Same thing here. I mean, who's teaching our kids? I mean, that's who are them like you? If they find out those coaches were involved, they need to be canned.
They need to go out of there. That's just wrong leadership for coaches.
Yeah, it's just sad.
Anybody in authority like that over kids.
And
to encouraging bullying like that.
And then you see the incident in Florida with the coach, how he went crazy. That's just, you know, like I said, it's
just a game, folks.
They need to give the kids a check. Yeah, I mean, it's sad what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Not a good example.
Yeah. All right. Any other words of wisdom this morning, Bob? You got a meeting to go to today?
I got the city's got the meeting. It's going to be interesting what they say about the motels. Like I said, they addressed this issue before, and the health department came down and said there's not much they can do. So I don't know what a letter's going to do, but we'll see what the city has to say. County sent letters to the motels, but apparently it's a big issue here in Wayne County.
That's terrible. It's just not one person. They need to document all this and send it to the franchisors. Send it to the companies that give them the franchise for these towns.
Yes.
Every one of these are a franchise hotel. It's not like they're independent. So you can send it to the folks that give them franchise. These the franchisors don't want bad publicity about their motels.
Hopefully it can get corrected.
I hope so too. You don't want to be known of a town that doesn't have decent motels to stay in. All right, Bob, have a good day. We'll see if we can all get worked out, hopefully. All right, you've been listening to the world famous